It is time for Morning Barbados on Whit Monday.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. Good morning, good morning to you.
Good morning to you. How are you doing this morning? Well, of course, if you are a Heat fan this morning, you're feeling the heat. Well, I don't know. They melt down. That's all I can say. How are you doing? It's Whit Monday. I'm Colin Cunningham, joined by the lovely Katrina Marshall.
Thank you, Colin. Good morning. How are you doing?
I am doing well.
And happy Whit Monday to you. Good morning. Thank you all for making us your choice to start your Whit morning off with. We're starting a few moments later than we normally would have, giving you a chance to stretch and enjoy the early morning light. To those of you coffee drinkers, send me some. I haven't managed to get my cup yet, but so far we soldier on. You know, sometimes, Colin, I wonder if we remember why we have these holidays, other than just a great day not to have to get up for work.
That's all I'm concerned about.
So
Unfortunately, though, I still have to get up. What's
up with that?
I think I need to change jobs somehow. But, you know, to me, the biggest thing that is happening this Whitsunday is news that the Prime Minister of Jamaica is not going to be bullied into allowing Red Jet to fly into Jamaica. And apparently, his fighting words came because he got a memo or note that
somebody sent the Prime Minister a memo?
Well, you know, he got on his desk or something. I don't know. He returned home and he was told that a Caribbean Airlines plane was held up. He said he would not use the word detained, but a Caribbean Airlines plane was held up at Grantley Adams Airport, and he considers this to be aggressive action by the Barbados government.
Which is really funny, considering the kind
Actually,
of...
it is not funny at all.
Well,
and I think, you see, cheese on bread. I have to get down into my Bajan colloquialism. I think our leaders need to be responsible, you know what I mean?
I do. I agree.
First of all, we need an explanation as to why there's a problem. Before you start even talking about aggressive and you wouldn't be face down.
But what are we facing off about?
The word from the Barbados side of things is that this is a routine sort of check, you know, RAM check for airlines. So one would think that if it is routine, it has happened before.
Right.
If it hasn't happened before Barbados, then I'll be a little bit suspicious. So somebody tell me that it has happened before.
But that's the thing about our leaders. They're so good at strong arm tactics and big words and firing off press releases. But when it all comes down to it, the average citizens on the ground who are being affected, we still need explanations, whether it's for Red Jet, whether it's for the slow pace of the implementation of the CSME.
We're not even going there.
Whatever it is.
Going there. I want to know why suddenly we're going to be fighting over the fact that there was a RAM check. When apparently this airline have satisfied everything that needs to be satisfied and it's going along at a slow pace. And then you have these words. I mean, what's this about?
I don't know. Watch this space, as we say.
Schoolyard what is this?
I don't know. Maybe you should go and run the Caribbean Aviation Authority. How about that?
Maybe I should.
We would miss you, though.
Maybe we should stop. Anyway.
It's okay.
Maybe we should start paying attention to what's been happening in the other parts of the world where, you know, when we're tired of these leaders and their stupidness, we just stand up and say,
it's time for them to go.
No, you understand? But then again, that's only my talking on this. I know it's a bank holiday and I'm a little bit grumpy. So maybe
just a little bit. We won't say how grumpy you are, but just a little bit.
But on one hand, you know, he's fretting about an airline being held up, which is, as the Barbados side said, is routine. And on the other hand, he's saying, oh, there's nothing unusual with this long delay with allowing this aircraft to fly. So how do we balance the two,
Horses for courses.
I think we need to bring Mr. Golding on this show.
Why not? That's an open invitation to Prime Minister Golding to appear here on Morning Barbados. One of the things that is also noteworthy in Jamaica is that they just launched Regional Testing Day, Regional HIV/AIDS Testing Day. There was drums in the streets. You like to follow my blog, so that's been mentioned on the blog of late. But the opposition minister, Portion Simpson Miller, opposition leader, Portion Simpson Miller, while all of this posturing has been going on. She consented to have her HIV test done in one of the roving buses and showed off all of the results cards. I think one of the principals of the other sponsors also managed to jump on board. So while we have lots of posturing on one side of the Parliament floor, we have some good strides on the other. So let's try to balance it.
All of it is politicking though. But this week is supposed to be Men's Health Week. So men, don't forget, this is your week to start thinking a little bit more seriously. I know you think about it all the time. You know, all the other talk about men not caring about their health. Let's prove that that's just a misconception. Usually it's the week before Father's Day. So men, go on out, do all your little checks, make sure you're healthy. You have to stay around and be a father, a grandfather.
A co-host.
I want to be a great grandfather. I don't mean that I just want to be a really good grandfather. I want to be a great grandfather. You know what I mean? So, man, go out and check your health and things.
That's a good idea. Do you know why we celebrate Whitsun?
It's a religious holiday, isn't it?
Yeah, it has to do with the fact that it's the beginning of the Christian festival of Pentecost. It's the 7th Sunday after Easter, which commemorates the descent of the Holy Spirit on Christ's disciples. Just in case you were wondering, why do we have another bank holiday again? Not like you were complaining. There you go. That's another piece of information for you.
I think we need more, actually.
We can end up like Trinidad if we do that.
I love Trinidad. Yeah.
Trinidad has a holiday almost every week.
I like that. We should have a bank holiday every week, and it should fall mandatory on a Friday or on a Monday. You see this thing about bank holidays like in the middle of the week?
They're not making any sense.
I have a problem with that. There should be a law that says the holiday will fall the day prior to or the day after the weekend. That's my thing.
Well, by your decree.
Like this day.
Yeah.
You know, today's good.
By your decree. You know, we've been having a fairly wide-ranging conversation this morning. We're going to get into our top lines just shortly, but I want to spare a thought for the people who were injured in the mass casualty event in Bath last evening. We'll be showing you some photographs and hopefully getting an update from our news department on the situation there. It's funny how technology works. I really was out of the loop yesterday, just hanging out with some friends.
Where
Morning,
were you?
Sammy. Very far up on the East Coast.
And there's no loop there?
There's no loop.
Imagine
I was outside of the loop up on the East Coast. But yeah, I got a BBM.
That's pretty far to go. I thought it was only 166 square miles.
Be serious, Colin.
Understand? How do you get out of the loop in Barbados?
Well, maybe it's just because I left my phone in my bag while I was in the beach. How do you know?
You forgot it.
I left it.
You left it?
I left it. Can you believe it? The phone that is like the right ventricle of my heart. I left it.
That is almost like Bruce Golding.
Doing what? Leaving out Manhattan Phelps?
No, well.
That's another story altogether. No, but I got back home and there was a mass broadcast message from some friends saying that there had been a mass casualty event, and it wasn't the kind of fear-mongering and rumor-mongering that sometimes you get when there is an event. The first part of the message was, please let me know that you are okay. So I want to say thank you to the members of the Bailamos Dance Group, BBM group, who passed on the information and then asked for updates. I checked in with some friends who are journalists. Truth or rumor was my question, and they confirmed that it was truth. So I think we do have some degree of humanity left for all of the talk of unscrupulous pictures of casualties, etc., that's been around lately.
We do.
We do. So I think it was 25 passengers who were injured, but of course only 4 of them were rushed to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. None of the injuries was believed to be life-threatening, so thank God for that.
Yeah, it's always sad when, you know, a bit of a celebration goes awry. In fact, there was a last bank holiday, actually. I was at this popular picnic spot, and, you know, there was this lady and she was having a good time, and then next thing there was a loud bang. Somebody ran into her car. You know, that just spoiled the whole atmosphere. But yeah, everybody know that, so that's always good. So what's in the top lines this morning?
These are just a few of the stories. Thanks, Colin. These are just some of the few of the stories that we'll be following in our main news package at the top of the hour. We hope you join us then. Government says it's committed to passing on any benefits from falling oil prices to Barbadians. The assertion from Minister in the Prime Minister's office, Senator Darcy Boyce, at the opening ceremony of BMEX at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Centre. He says the price of oil continues to hover at around $100 a barrel, which makes Barbados a hostage to the high cost of the commodity. Government is launching an initiative next month to try and break the cycle of intergenerational poverty in households. This disclosure from Minister of Social Care, Steve Blackett, at the closing ceremony of the Community Impact Programme at Solidarity House. The Barbados Vagrant and Homeless Society is reporting success in rehabilitating individuals back into society. According to Chairman Kemar Safri, they have managed to find jobs for some of the 12 individuals involved in the program. We'll have full details to these stories and more at 7:30. So, now that we've talked about what's happened in the region and in Barbados, let's go further afield and find out what's happening internationally. And for that, Colin Cunningham's got a copy of the International Herald Tribune.
And we're starting off with the story that says whispers of a Greek restructuring raise fears. Be it the jittery whisperings of bond traders or the stark warnings from European Central Bank officials, the message over the past several months has been the same. Beware a Greek debt restructuring because it will spark a global investor panic similar to that which followed the bankruptcy of the Lehman Brothers. Not the kind of words we want to hear. You know, what are we passing on to our children? They're going to be growing up with such terms as bankruptcy and global financial meltdown and Greek. Oh my goodness. Government troops in Syria retook control of a rebellious northern town on Sunday, smashing what remained of an armed uprising after thousands of residents fled into Turkey, barely escaping a force backed by tanks and helicopter gunships. And this is according to residents and the Syrian news media. And there's a story at the bottom that says the CIA alleges Pakistan collusion. The head of the CIA has shown Pakistani officials what Washington says is evidence of a collusion between Pakistani officials and militants. That's an ongoing story there between these two, what should I say, wary partners. Some of the stories in the International Tribune brought to you with the good wishes of Newspaper Direct. Of course, you may call them at 436-1314. In the Nation, the front page story, of course, is about that coach crash yesterday. More than 2 dozen hurt at Bath. And on the front page, there's also a little bit of a blurb that says Golding accuses Barbados of red jet bullying. I spoke about that already. Prince takes time out for his subject. We're talking about the Prince of Port of Spain, who appeared as a footballer. He played for Manchester United too. And they won. I tell you, the man has talent. Watch out, West Terrace residents moving to reduce crime. Some of the stories in the Nation newspaper.
And a quick look at what's happening in the Advocate on the front page. Focus more on men's health. As Colin said, it's Men's Health Week, so you should go out and get your checks done. That's the word from the president of the Edgar Cochrane Polyclinic's Men's Health Group, Kenneth Harper. You'll find out what he suggests on the front page. The RSS is promoting regional unity. It's continuing to ensure that all members are exposed to up-to-date training. And the Minister of International Business and International Transport, George Hudson, has responded to the comments that Colin was talking about earlier from the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Bruce Golding, accusing us of delaying that aircraft. He said it was simply a matter of routine checks of the aircraft, which are all part of regulations. Quickly, on the back page, there's a lady puckering up and getting herself some rouge on. Last lap for BMX 2011. It reaches a climax today. Since opening last Friday night, hundreds of Barbadians and visitors have flocked to the annual manufacturers exhibition. Pictured here, one patron tries out some locally made makeup at the Makeup Doll booth. I'm going to be checking that booth out very shortly, hopefully.
I wouldn't.
Do you think they got the 1,800 people that they were 18,000 people they're hoping for?
Well, I'm sure they're still counting. The answer there, right?
Okay then, well, that's just what's happening in the top lines and in the international and local headlines. Just to give you a quick idea of what our show will look like today, Gabriel Abed, our software specialist, is back talking about just how important password strength is. You wouldn't believe how important it is. Peter is back talking about something interesting, isn't he, Colin?
Yes, indeed he is, but we'll have all that and more when we continue Morning Barbados after this short break.